If you're going to fight a knife-wielding attacker and you're not armed yourself, you better be ready with the 5Ds to fight with everything you have. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson. I'm not positive where today's lesson comes from, so if you have any more information, put it in a comment and I will add it to the description. Shows us an armed robber here that the store owner is going to fight back against a knife-wielding attacker. Going to teach us some important lessons about the 5Ds plus 1 and give us some understanding of how hard we have to go if we're going to fight against an armed robber. This guy walks into this store here with the clerk that's just, doing his thing and asks to buy some cigarettes or whatever. I've sped it up just for time's sake because everything is normal so far. But everything's going to change from being normal when the guy steps around the counter and you can see in his hand there, he has a knife is what that looks like to me. You can see the blade there. And the clerk is just like, whoa, what am I going to do? And what we're going to see here is he's going to decide when he's ready that he's not going to be a victim of this guy. So he's going to go and attack him. Now he's got some friends there and you see him start to communicate with them because he's got a hold, but boy, that's not going to last forever. Interestingly enough, he gets his back here and he has a hold of the hand that has the knife, even though he doesn't have total control of it and total control of this guy. However, he's able to get a choke in here and control of the knife, and therefore this guy's having a really hard time getting to him with that knife, which is a good thing. And finally, he gets some help from some of the other people who are in the store, and they're going to be able to grab a hold of this guy and get him on the ground and end the threat. So this one ends without anybody being hurt. Now let's think of a couple of lessons here. First of all, we see that knife from concealment. Normally, it's used as an intimidation tool here. If he wanted to just stab him with it, he wouldn't have shown it to him to begin with. But we're able to see it here. This is being used as an intimidation tool. This is territorial violence, not predatorial violence. In territorial violence, you have a moment to think about your reaction. You get to plan a little bit more. Predatorial violence, there's no planning. But when he decides to go here, you got to go with speed and violence and absolute intent. And I think the clerk does a pretty decent job of that here. And we're going to see the 5Ds at work here. We're going to see him deflect and then dominate and try to get some help. I think that was a good thing there. He knows he has people around, so he's going to try to get it. Now, you notice, though, that because he wasn't able to really get after the guy and distract him quickly, now he has to deal with the leveraging arm because his attacker has now used that left arm to try to get some distance. But thankfully, our defender is able to actually get behind him and now dominate again and dominate significantly from behind and pull that tool to him so that the guy can't get away from it. Now it's going to create its own problems because the guy could change hands with the tool, which is what he's trying to do there. And so our defender has to keep that tool in his hand and not let him change hands with it. The distract comes right here where he's trying to choke him. Now a one-arm choke is no joke. If you've ever, tried to do that, that's not an easy thing. But at least it's distracting him. So we've got deflect, we've got dominate, we've got distract, and now we would move on to hopefully disarm and disable, which he's going to have to wait here for some help because he's kind of in a bad spot. But he did get the help that he needed. They were able to disarm him and disable him from hurting. So this one, again, we see the 5Ds at work. They did a great job. This clerk wasn't taking it. He covered his asp.